So people have been telling our next guest for decades, you should write a book because he has so many stories, lots of them, from a career talking with the biggest names on the music scene, many of them from right here in this studio.
Much More Music Live with Sting. Make her feel very welcome, Shania Twain. No tape delay going on here. She is live at Much More Music, Janet Jackson. Check it out, his name is Prince.
Oh my God, I feel like a teenager again. Bill Welychka worked at MuchMusic and Much More Music in its heyday in the late 90s and early 2000s. That's just a handful of the thousands of musicians that he spent time with. He's now sharing some behind-the-scenes stories, they're good ones, and lessons learned in his new book, A Happy Has-Been. And today, Bill is back where it all started, right here in this studio. Good morning. Is it strange to be back?
Anne-Marie, it really is. It really is. What was funny, though, is I've already seen some people that I used to work with here in the building, and it reminds me of that Bob Seger song, See Some Old Friends, Good for the Soul.
Oh, I love
But yeah,
that.
it's totally different, as it should be. You know, things change over the years.
You've got a couple stories of some of those old friends from this building in this book. I'm going to ask you in a second. Let's start with, how you feel being back in this space. I remember coming here as a 16-year-old from Alberta, and the first place I wanted to come was this building and that window. We saw some clips of your interviews there. When you think about your time spent in this studio, what comes to mind?
The best time of my life. It
Yeah.
really was. And you don't really know it while you're going through it. You need that separation away from those amazing times. And I know full well it was the greatest life. It was the best job in the world. Interviewing everyone that I was ever a fan of, and then some, connecting with viewers, making friends with the most beautiful, talented people in the business.
Yeah, like Prince, man.
And hanging out with legends. Yeah, I forgot about that. But it was the greatest time in the world. And, things change, things move on. I've never left television. I've been in television for 35 years. This is the 35th year that I've worked in this industry. And I've been hearing for years, you're right, write a book, write a book. I sort of thought, in one ear and out the other, no one's gonna care. Finally, I just started writing one day during COVID.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I had a book, and people are interested, and it blows me away.
Bowie, that is just amazing. So the title of this book that you started writing was called tongue-in-cheek. It was something called a so-called worker called you one day, the happy has-been?
He called me a has-been. My career started off backwards. I started off on this national, amazing city, on this national level in a major market, and I've slowly worked my way down to a smaller market, more local. And I was in Ottawa. I was there for 6 years, and he called me a has-been one day, a washed-up has-been.
Ew.
And it hurt, of course.
Yeah.
A bit insulting. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? There are some people who only know me from a certain period of time, and to them, I might have fallen off the face of the earth. And so, where are you lately? What have you done lately? I've never left television. So it's self-deprecating, I understand that, but there are people who followed me from day one, which blows me away. There are people in Kingston, where I work now, at CKWS-TV, that only know me from a morning show and don't know about a music journalistic past. So it encompasses all of that. The happy part to me is the most important part of the title, and that is I'm the happiest I've ever been for years and years with a smaller market, with a smaller audience.
I can't let you go without you sharing this one story about the interview with Madonna. And I like this because, well, first of all, it's from the era that I remember you with the frosty tips, but also there was a little bit of drama, and it involves a couple of our cameramen here.
Steve Gelder was our cameraman. We had to present her with a MuchMusic Video Award at her house. It was a sprawling bungalow in the Hollywood Hills. We got there, and she doesn't work without a monitor. And we didn't know that till we got there. So she comes into the room looking for a monitor.
And not a computer monitor, like a TV monitor, so she could see herself back.
She needed to see the shot. She goes, well, I don't work without a monitor. She goes, can you get a monitor? And I said, well, we're in Hollywood. I'm sure there's some production houses that will rent one. She goes, okay, boys, you got 20 minutes. Phones over there, phone books over there. Get going. Let this be a lesson to you boys, as she's walking out of her living room. So me and Steve, the cameraman, Steve from the record company, it became like the Three Stooges, running around, bumping into each other. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? I ended up calling for a monitor. It got delivered. Her assistant comes into the room and says, no one in the house. Meet him outside. Bring the monitor in.
Yeah.
Next thing I know is I'm carrying in the monitor for Steve to plug up into the camera. He's following behind me.
Oh, the delivery guy is.
Yeah, saying,
that's a no-no.
oh, who lives here? Are you shooting an adult film? Can I watch? And I said, get out of here, buddy.
Bill,
you can't be here. Leave. And then the light
Bill.
bulb burst, and then the clamp on the light stand wasn't working. Anyway, we finally got it done. She's amazing.
It is a happy ending to that story. Bill, thank you so much for being back here. The book is called The Happy Has-Been.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.